downtown Brooklyn and just came from another client session. So I figured I would share some nuggets of wisdom that I shared during the session with all of you. And it has to do with the phrase I learned from my very good friend, John DeMato, master photographer and all-around amazing person. The phrase is the juice worth the squeeze? And I use it as an analogy for when to determine before you start working on a very complex, very sophisticated process that you want to improve or automate, and really determining whether it's worth it. So, is the juice worth the squeeze? I gave the analogy today of the lime versus the pomegranate. So, you're one person, and occasionally you're interested in having a salad with a splash of lime. You really don't need any tools, maybe a knife to cut it in half. But after that, you can use your hand to just get a little splash of lime. A pomegranate, on the other hand, a little bit more involved. You gotta break it apart. You gotta get a little in there with your hands, and it's not as easy to get the juice extracted. Sorry for the Brooklyn noise, but it's New York City. And so, even if you're just one person, but you want a pomegranate instead of a lime, it takes more effort. Compare now the one person to many people. If you're just one person versus, say, running your own juice shop and you have multiple fruit, veggie combination of them, and there's just people coming in constantly who want their juice. There's a whole spectrum. So really the question you want to ask yourself is the juice worth the squeeze? And you break it down into two pieces. Number one, what is the cost of the current process? Cost in terms of time, effort, money, aggravation. Number two, the second component is what is the benefit of improving the process? Again, time, effort, money, what have you, peace of mind. And so think about these things the next time you consider going down the rabbit hole and really automating a process or improving a process. If it's worth it, if the cost is too great right now and the benefit is super high, then it is worth moving forward. One more thing I'll add, some levers to consider as well. The audience, who is it for? Who's drinking that juice? The type, in this case, the type of fruit or the type of data you're dealing with, what is it exactly? And what's involved? Is it a simple process or is it multiple components, and does it change? Is it varied each time? Another one is the quantity. How many of them are there? How many rows of data are we dealing with? How many tabs? How many sheets, etc.? And also the frequency. How often do you need this thing done? And do you need to process this information? So things to consider. And again, that'll all help you think about whether or not the juice is worth the squeeze. And if in fact it is, you determine that it is worth the squeeze, give me a little shout out and I'll see if I can help you squeeze that juice.